By now, you all know that Bilal Marshall is the new wide receiver coach for the West Virginia Mountaineers. But we still have the question remaining. Who will be the offensive coordinator for West Virginia? Who will be calling the plays when West Virginia travels to State College, Pennsylvania to take on the Penn State Nittany Lions to begin the 2023 season? I think we already know the answer to that. Pull up a chair, sit back, relax, and I'll explain. What is up, college sports fans, Big 12 fans, and fellow members of Mountaineer Nation? This is Couz. Welcome into another edition of Couz's Corner. On tap in this episode, once again, we're talking West Virginia Mountaineers football. Who will be the next offensive coordinator for the Mountaineers going into 2023? Well, folks, like I said in the beginning, in the opening, I think we ought to know the answer to that question. And I think there have been a lot of hints dropped, some more subtle than others, as to who that's going to be and who will be calling the plays in 2023. I think they're already on the staff. I think they've called plays before, even since Neil Brown's been the head coach here. That's right. You guessed it. It's Neil Brown himself. I think all fingers are pointing to Neil Brown calling plays once again for the Mountaineers in 2023. Do I think that's a good thing or a bad thing? I'll tell you later. But first, let me give you the 4 signs I think that have pointed in that direction. Number 1, Neil Brown made a comment, and I think it was a press conference surrounding signing day, that the offense was evolving and they were kind of going a different direction. He didn't explain anything after that, and the media, I don't think, asked, to my recollection, the media didn't ask any follow-up questions to that because he was wanting to focus on signing day. But I think that was kind of a subtle hint that was dropped that, hey, I'm going to be calling the plays next year because, we're going to do something different. Along with the comments made by Brown, JT Daniels made similar comments in an interview he did. When they were asking him the reason he left the program, he talked about how the offense was moving in a different direction. And that may have even been the reason they benched him at the end of last season, because they wanted to go to a more RPO run-heavy offense. And that did not fit his skill set. So, you've got Brown's comments combined with Daniels' comments. The number 2 reason, Graham Harrell leaving the program. This not only points to the fact that Neil could be calling the plays, it also points to the fact that those two may not have seen eye to eye. And I'll get to that more on my 4th reason. But, Graham Harrell left West Virginia to go to another Power 5 school to also be offensive coordinator. So it was basically a lateral move. And most coaches don't make lateral moves. They make vertical moves. This leads me to believe that maybe they weren't on the same page. Maybe Brown was not happy with what Harrell was doing. Maybe Brown wanted to interfere too much. There's a lot of speculation out there as to why. But I do think there's something going on there behind the scenes. But it also points to the fact that maybe Brown wants to take back over control of the offense. At least to me, that's kind of what it shows on the surface. Or at least it could be speculated from that. The number 3 reason is the fact that they've already hired a wide receivers coach before they hired an offensive coordinator. Now, in most cases, a team is going to have an offensive coordinator who's going to either pick their wide receiver coach or at least be heavily involved in the selection process. West Virginia went ahead and hired a wide receiver coach without hiring an offensive coordinator. So that tells me that more than likely whoever's going to be calling plays is already on the team, already on the staff. Now, Chad Scott has never called plays before. So do you think they'll promote him to full-time play caller? Probably not. Matt Moore, already on the staff. Do you think they promote him to full-time play caller when he's probably never done it before? Probably not. So, you kind of eliminate all those factors. Who else is left? Neil Brown. And this leads me to the 4th reason, and this is the primary reason made me decide to make this video today. Here, Neil Brown did an interview recently with Big 12 Radio on SiriusXM. And there's a 55-second clip that was shared with me by Country Roads on Twitter. I appreciate Country Roads putting this out there. Some of you may have already seen it on there. But there's a 55-second clip where Neil Brown talks about the direction the offense is going to head for next season. And I'm going to share this clip with you. So listen in here with this clip, and then let me know what you think below once you have a chance to hear it.
Different stats that you can look. But you look at all the stats to determine if you're going to win and win at a high level. We were highly successful at those things at Troy, and so without a doubt, my hands are going to be on it. And I wasn't that hands on last year, and I don't know if that's if I had to do it over again, I don't know if I would do that again. I just think that I've got a vision for what we want to be here offensively moving forward. I like the pieces we have. We got to add some transfer receivers. We've got some good receivers here, but we need to add a couple more guys. But yeah, definitely going to be involved, and we've got a couple coaches to hire on that side of the ball, and looking forward to that process here in the next couple of days as well.
So there you have it, directly from the source, Neil Brown. He plainly stated right there in that interview he was not completely satisfied with the offense last year. Essentially, he said he made a decision to totally give up control of the offense and not really have a say, and he kind of regrets that decision. So number one, I think that's kind of a subtle indication that he was not happy with Graham Harrell's work and didn't like how he ran the offense. I think that's number one, which, going back to my number two reason, probably a big reason Graham left. But the main thing I want to focus on for this video is this. The statement he made about the fact that he's going to have a larger role in the offense in 2023. Now, he didn't come out and plainly say, I'm going to call all the plays, but he said he's going to have a major role in it. Now, what offensive coordinator from the outside that's a Power 5 coordinator that has a lot of experience is going to want to come into West Virginia and have to share play calling duties with Neil Brown? They're probably not, folks. So other than promoting someone from within to be full-time play caller where he will have more say, I don't see what else makes sense other than him taking over the play calling duties again. He talked about the success they had at Troy by him doing it, and that's what he was a play caller at Troy. Now, it doesn't mean he won't get input from other people, but it still all seems to be pointing towards Neil Brown once again controlling the offense and calling plays again for West Virginia beginning in 2023. And let's face it, folks, Neil Brown's coaching for his job in 2023. And if you're coaching for your job, are you going to trust anyone more than yourself? You're going to bet on yourself in these situations, right? And I think that's what Neil Brown's doing here. For whatever reason, he wasn't happy with what Graham did last year. Now, listen, was I 100% ecstatic about the offensive performance last year? No, I wasn't. But at the same time, it was better than the previous year. So, in my opinion, what Neil Brown is doing here is the wrong decision. Now, I'm not a coach, and my job's not on the line. So, it's easy for me to sit here and say this, right? I'm just a guy on YouTube. But to me, if you look around Power 5 football, there's very few coaches who call their own plays. Jimbo Fisher's been doing it, and it didn't work last year. It was a disaster for Texas A&M. Their offense was absolutely atrocious. Even Dana Holgorsen when he was here at West Virginia in year 5 or 6, he decided, hey, I need to give up play calling duties. He brought Jake Spavital in, handed it over to him. Our offense didn't miss a beat. Matter of fact, they may have improved some. It's my understanding, and Houston fans, if you're watching this, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's my understanding he did the same thing at Houston. He's now handed play calling duties over to Shannon Dawson there. So when he has somebody he trusts, he will hand in the play calling duties. It seems to me that Coach Brown has trouble trusting anyone besides himself. And, that may work. And that's, there are people out there who are micromanagers, and I've been saying all along, you can ask some of my colleagues and friends, I've said all along, I think Neil Brown is a micromanager. He loves to have his hands on everything. And look, I can relate. I'm kind of that way myself. I don't like delegating things to other people. It doesn't mean I don't trust other people, but I'm the type of person that if something's going to be screwed up, I want to be responsible for it. Right. So it's just a personality thing. But in my opinion, in Power 5 college football, I just don't think it works as well. There's so many other things going on, not only on game day, but throughout the course of the week. I don't see how a coach can put forth the time needed to fully game plan, and put together a play sheet and everything that he needs to do. I think they need to have somebody that's their sole responsibility. I worry that this is going to be a detriment to the offense in 2023. Now, I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he goes out there and the offense is fantastic. And if they are, I'll admit I was wrong here, but I am of the opinion that Neil Brown needs to have a full-time play caller, whoever that is. It could be somebody he knows and trusts. That's fine, but bring in somebody to be 100% responsible for the offense. At least that's what I think he should do. It appears he's not going in that direction. I want to hear your thoughts, Mountaineer Nation, fellow Big 12 fans, Couz's Corner family. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Do you think this is the wrong move? Do you think all signs are pointing in that direction, that Neil's going to take over play calling again? Also, don't forget to hit the thumbs up on this video if you liked it. Please share it out with your friends. Please hit that subscribe button below if you haven't yet. If you like West Virginia Mountaineers content, Big 12 content, this is a channel for you. Please hit that button, that subscribe button. Help me get to my goal of 5,000 subscribers. If you want to support me financially here on the channel, you can do so by hitting the link to my merch store in the description box. We're hitting a photo of one of my merch items below, get you right into my merch store. I've got hoodies, T-shirts, ball caps, coffee mugs, all kinds of items over there to choose from. And right now, folks, buy something between Wednesday, January the 4th and Sunday, January the 8th, you get a 23% discount in my merch store right now. So take advantage of this offer right now. If you're watching this video between Wednesday, January the 4th, Sunday, January the 8th, 23% discount as the way to celebrate the start of 2023. Take advantage of that offer right now in my merch store by clicking the link at the top of my description box. Don't miss out. Get one of the designs on the screen below. If you don't want to support me that way, you can become a member of Couz's Corner by hitting the join button right below. You can hit the heart thanks option right below, leave a one-time donation, and along with a comment that'll get highlighted. Or if you want to do it free, there's the options I mentioned earlier: like, share, comment, subscribe. All that's free, only takes a second. In the meantime, I really appreciate you tuning in to this episode of Couz's Corner. And until the next one, Q Country Roads. West Virginia.